breaking the wall of water treatment. Sangwoo Shin, University of Hawaii at Manoa, USA.
For many of us sitting here, water is taken for granted. Clean drinking water is always within reach, so we hardly get to think about how a fresh cup of water is brought to us. In fact, only a tiny fraction, less than 0.001% of water on this planet, can be consumed without the need of any treatment. The majority of water is in the form of non-drinkable water, which contains lots of harmful particles such as bacteria and viruses. Currently, we use porous membrane filters to remove such particles in order to produce drinkable water. But the problem with membrane-based filtration is that the filtered particles will be eventually left behind on the membrane surface, leading to fouling. This leads to increased pumping energy, and this is the main reason why you have to replace your filter periodically, which limits the continuous operation and increases the capital cost. So to overcome this problem, we have come up with a solution for removing particles from water without using any porous membranes at all, but just by using CO2. Now, this may sound crazy, but here's how it works. So when water is in contact with CO2, CO2 naturally dissolves in water, which is a well-known process for making fizzy drinks. But what's less known is that when CO2 dissolves, a small amount of electricity is naturally generated. And this electricity is, in fact, strong enough to push away suspended particles. And we could use this principle to achieve a continuous water filtration that does not require any porous membranes or high-energy pumps. Now, suppose there's a dirty water full of particles is continuously flowing along a straight pipe. Then simply by exposing water to CO2 only on one side of the channel, then the particles can be pushed away to the other side. And then we could easily separate the particles just by splitting the flow. And here you can see that it really works. This real experimental movie shows that these tiny little particles can be removed without using any porous membranes, but just by using CO2. Since this device does not require any porous membranes, it is essentially free from maintenance, and the pumping energy is at least 1,000 times lower than that of membrane-based filtration. So that is how we use CO2 for breaking the wall of water treatment. Thank you.
Thank you.